Welcome to the Lights, Camera, Rant Podcast. Your source for the latest on movies, TV shows, and video games. Get ready for ranting, raving, and reviewing. Here is your host, Lee.
Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of Lights, Camera, Rant. I have a very special bonus episode today where we will all be talking about Loki. Loki is all wrapped up. It's 6 episodes. The final was this past Wednesday, and we're going to dive into that. We're going to break that down, phase 4, what we've got to look forward to, and I still have my episode that's coming out on Tuesday, so still go check that out. There's something really cool that's come out this week that I can't wait to talk to you guys about. We're going in video games, and it's going to be a game changer, I think, and it's going to be really cool. But that's Tuesday. This is right now. So, holy shit. I don't know how I can say that enough. Last episode of Loki, the final look. Overall the entire series, I have really enjoyed Loki. Both the highs, the slow pace, and ramping back up. I think classic Loki was the MVP. Episode 5, that was fantastic towards the end. I think that was great. I really hope that Richard E. Grant reappears as classic Loki. He did a fantastic job, and so did Alligator Loki. I know in my last episode I said Croc Loki, just to force a habit of being an Australian, because we call them crocs down here, especially being the croc hunter, which is funny enough, I did see a meme of a Crocodile Dundee looking like Loki and eyeing off Croc Loki. I thought Alligator Loki. I thought that's top tier meme right there. So I really hope that Richard E. Grant and Alligator Loki do come back. They were the MVP of episode 5. And yeah, episode 6. So we got the He Who Remains. Obviously, he didn't say, this is all spoilers, I don't give a flying fuck. If you haven't watched it yet, it's already been a few days. It's on you, not me. So, Kang the Conqueror rocked up. And he didn't say Kang. He did lure to with his comments been called, a jerk, a conqueror, that he who remains. I think that little bit that he's been in, that we've seen, so that 30 minutes that we saw, you were watching it and you're going, this guy is going to be the big bad for phase 4. So what is he going to show us? And that's what me and my mate were watching it, as we were watching it going through, thinking, how small is this role going to be, or how big is it going to be in this episode? Because the episode starts off very, obviously Loki and Sylvia walking through, and I jumped at my fucking seat when Miss Minutes rocked up right to the castle, fuck! She's rocked up, and she gave them an opportunity to, seize whatever Loki and Sylvia ever wanted. Sylvia to obviously live out her life and a normal life, go back to her timeline. Loki to be on the throne, have the gauntlet, kill Thanos. But as we all know as the viewers, they were going to turn that down. And then Miss Minutes fucked off. And then it's slow, and then they kept walking through the castle. One really curious thing that when they were walking through the castle is that you saw four it looks like timekeeper pillars, but one of them was destroyed or into rubble, which makes you think where does the 3 timekeepers come from? Was there meant to be a 4th? Did the 4th betray them? What's the story behind that? Or has multiple people in the past, or multiple Lokis come in the past and try to do this, yet if they've never got past the elevator, if you will. And as they got closer, bing, Kang the Conqueror rocked up, and he was looking I like the relaxed aspect of him, or like how really don't give a fuck. Like, I'm here to talk to you guys. I'm really looking forward to. And yeah, everything he said in that episode, you were listening to hanging tightly on every little bit, because as I said, we all know he's going to be the big bad for Phase 4, as well as he's going to, as far as we know, his next appearance is meant to be in Ant-Man 3 Quantumania. I thought it was very curious that he didn't actually say his name, so where that's gonna come into it, or what's that? Why didn't he say his name? And then after all talking, him explaining everything, really cool that he gave the history and more history on the timekeeper, the Time War, which in that first episode you thought Miss Minutes was just rambling on or fiction, and it was timekeepers, and then you realize, holy shit, actually this is the same war he was talking about. It really did happen. It just wasn't the timekeepers. Thought that was a really good backstory. I love cinematography. I love his castle, his room, the aesthetics of everything. I liked how when he was sitting down that you could see the circle window in the background, and the fact it was like he's the center of all of it. Obviously, yes, he is. Thought that was really cool. That was a good little touch. And yeah, he explained everything, and he almost gave off the whole Willy Wonka vibe, like, as this is a test, are you going to get my chocolate factory, or are you actually going to get my fucking timeline, my job? Are you going to get to be the timekeepers? Sorry, not the timekeepers, the TVA. Are you going to get them? So I thought it was got heaps of those vibes when watching it. And of course, Sylvia wanted to kill him. Loki was having second thoughts, and I almost thought Sylvia was going to kill Loki, and that was how the series was going to end. Which thankfully I was dead wrong, and it was really I really like Loki. I felt really sad for him. Like, he finally trusted someone. He finally had that connection that we haven't seen him have ever since Thor. Like, the biggest connection we have seen was like him and obviously Thor and Odin, but never in a love interest way. And you felt for him, because towards the end of the episode you see him sitting there, and you just you feel for him. The person you trust has just not betrayed you, but like, their mission was more important. And obviously, as we know, Sylvia pushed him through the TVA portal, sent him back to the TVA, and then she killed Kang. And then after that, you heard the crack, the bang, and you saw obviously the whole circle of the sacred timeline that's going around Kang's castle start to break away into multiple multiverses, MMV. And there it is. Like, there, you're watching it, and I think it got a little bit slow in the middle, but the whole episode, it wasn't like episode 5 where there was a lot of action. Episode 6, it was a lot meant to be set up. This is where we are. This is what's going to happen. This is moving forward. Everything else, more action or big bad, comes later. Thought it was cool the fact that he said that Kang said the fact that he actually isn't the big bad. Like, he's like I've been doing this millions and millions of years, millions of lifetimes, and it's not me that's the bad person. My variant will try and take over. That's why I've been doing this job. So it's going to be, are we going to see multiple Kangs rock up, or is it going to be like one Kang that rocks up? That's the evil Kang that's beating all the other ones, and he's just the one in this whole time war that we're about to see, multiverse time war. So I think that he played that character really well. I love the energy. I love the flamboyantness in that scene. I like how, it was meant to be very, they're very serious, and the fact that the person they talk to isn't very serious. So, like that Australian slang, like he's taking the piss. Like he knows there's nothing they can do to stop him. Obviously, until that one point where he can no longer see, they've passed the threshold. But the episode, now I understand there's been some people who were saying the fact that they felt like it was a letdown, like it didn't, it wasn't any big major, or not a lot happened, and I don't think that's, obviously Marvel always has a plan, but that's not what they were going for. Like this episode wasn't meant to be a big shoot, a big fight or something like that, like in WandaVision, the last episode, like it wasn't meant to be like that. Because the fact that Kevin Feige said before Loki started that Loki was going to be the most pivotal Marvel TV show that we're going to go see, or that's coming out, that's going to affect Phase 4 moving forward. And my God, that man was fucking right. Like, everything that's going to come, like from this point, that's going to come from it. Like the fact that, this is how the multiverse starts. Like you've got more information going down to Doctor Strange 2 in the Multiverse of Madness. Thanks to this and thanks to WandaVision, you've got all this backup story going in, so you're already ahead of the curve. And I feel like, I know people won't, but like for the casual viewer who watches these movies, I feel like you need to watch these TV shows. Like I get you don't need to, but I feel like you should if you really want to have a grasp of what's going on, so you don't go and going, oh, why did that happen? Or why did this happen? Or who the fuck are you? Or why you have got so much fucking power? And I feel like the fact you should watch it, like 100%. And this is just going to blow Phase 4 out of the water, and it's funny. Because the fact that you, opposed to Thanos, which I understand, you didn't see the big bad until Avengers, because obviously you're introducing all these small characters, all the characters first, and then let's get into it. But the fact that we have seen a variant of the big bad, yet it's like, in the wise words of Heath Ledger's Joker, and here we go. Like, that's it. Like, that's been the tagline for the episode almost. Because everything that's going to lead into this, the last 3 days, I've been wrapping my brain about every theory. I'm being selfish because I want to see everything now. Like, I want Doctor Strange now. I want Shang-Li. I want Thor. And it's in a reflection, it's funny because, you watched... turn the clocks back 9 years and you watch the first Avengers and you're like, apparently this is meant to lead to this, and we're going to get like apparently 2 to 3 Marvel movies a year. Like, that's insane. Yet like right now we're like, yeah, Black Widow, yeah, Loki, where's the What If trailer? Sorry, where's that coming out? And when's that coming out? That's too far away. That's coming out in August. And also, where's the Spider-Man trailer? Like, almost Marvel fans are getting really greedy, but you completely understand why. Because there's just, there's just so many questions left on the table. And the funny thing is, episode 6 answered like a quarter of them, and it just, here's a lot more questions to go forward. So, we, as I said, and good news is, let's pull back the fact that Sylvia pushed Loki through the TVA portal to the TVA, and then he sees Morbius, and Morbius doesn't know who the fuck he is, and then he turns to the statue, and the statue is Kang. It's like, holy shit. And it's awesome, and I'm so glad they're making season 2, because they had to do a season 2. There was no way they could end it like that. Like, where's this going to go? I am pumped to see Loki again, pumped to see Morbius, pumped to see the TVA, pumped to see Sylvia again. I think she was a really good character. Like, you felt for the character. It was really good. and I can't wait to see where she pops up. Apparently, it's confirmed that Loki will appear in Doctor Strange 2, so that makes more sense, and it's going to be really cool with both Tom Hiddleston, Elizabeth Olsen, and Benedict Cumberbatch, all three of them in the movie. Like, that's going to be really cool, and honestly, I can't wait till when that comes out, and, it doesn't come out until March next year. So we've got, as a timeline for the next few months, we have the What If on August the 11th. We have Shang-Li on the 3rd of September. We have the Eternals on the 5th of November. And we have Spider-Man on the 17th in December. And then we have Doctor Strange in March. Obviously, give or take a day or two for Australian standard, because it's always like a day after or a day before. But it's gonna be really cool, and I can't wait. But yeah, watching overall Loki in a whole, I would say the fact that we'll go with, I'd say number one Loki, number 2 WandaVision, 3 Captain Falcon and Winter Soldier in that 3 tier. Like, I think that I love Loki, and I think the reason I put it above WandaVision is because of the fact that it pushed the going to Phase 4 a lot more, and who doesn't like more Tom Hiddleston? And WandaVision, that was also really good. That did a lot for Wanda, and it was really heartbreaking. And those last 3 episodes are fantastic. But if you look over it, like, a lot of these TV shows, these last 3 TV shows, there's been a lot of more like pain, depression, heartache, and like it seems to be more on the emotional level that these characters are experiencing, opposed to when you see a movie, which is obviously really hard, because obviously in the movie you've got the set time frame, 2 hours, an hour. Compared to a TV show that, 6 episodes of an hour, where you can do so much more with these characters, and you can see it. And, we've seen 3 TV shows now, and 1 Black Widow movie, which is, goes in the past, or prequel movie, and, we're all, everywhere I see on social media, like, everyone's pumped for Phase 4, everyone's looking forward to it. I think they did as I said, Loki was fantastic. I recommend anyone to go see that and watch the entire TV series, because it does a lot, and just a small little moments. Like, as I said, I felt so much for Loki in that last episode, and for everyone who says the fact that not a lot happened. As I said, I don't think that's what Marvel was trying to do. It was just meant to drop a little setups here and there, and then away we go. Or here we go. Like, this is... Are you all ready? Like, come on. Like, you thought... I love this. I remember seeing a lot of people posting, haters obviously, saying the fact that, the MCU is dead after Endgame. Marvel, won't hit that peak, or, it won't be that exciting because when, the Infinity Saga is over. And to me, I didn't doubt that. As I said, I don't think it hit that very high peak at the box office again, which Endgame did. But excitement-wise, I'm ready to go. I don't have much excitement. That's why I decided to do this bonus episode, because there was so much I wanted to get off my chest and talk about, because of the fact of how excited I am. And I've been, as soon as after watching episode 6, me and Dean were Snapchatting, Mark and Perry. Shout out to Perry. We were Snapchatting for like an hour, giving all our theories and what we're excited for, what we didn't like, and the funny thing is, we just talking made it more exciting. and seeing everything that came after it. And yeah, it's just going to be, I'm so excited for it. I can't wait for what's going to come up next. And I think Kang the Conqueror, like, I feel like that just a little bit, like, is going to do so much. There's also, when he's talking about all his variants, he did say one of his very old variants was named Richards, which fair enough, because of being Marvel, it actually does have a connection to Fantastic Four as well. It's an ancestor of Reed Richards. So Marvel's also placing the little seeds for the Fantastic Four, which kind of sucks, because that one, I can't wait to see what Marvel does with the Fantastic Four, because look, Fantastic Four hasn't really had a good hit out of the park kind of movie, like, especially the fact on how the most recent one did, which is called A Massive Bomb, terrible, and all the drama with the director, and obviously it was thanks to fucking Fox. So it's kind of sucks that Fantastic Four is at the end, but it will all make sense why it's at the end. But now because of the fact that with the end of episode 6 of Loki, that the whole Sega timeline is cracking into multiple universes, we can see why Sony and Marvel haven't dropped the Spider-Man 3 trailer, because you guys need to all watch this before going in to watch it, because the fact it makes more sense. Like we would, until this episode, we're all thinking, what's happening? Like, why is Doc Ock and Elektra appearing in this movie? Like, what's going to happen? Like, why is it happening? And if Doctor Strange coming out in March, that's the multiverse of madness. So we're back and forth on how this all makes sense. And now it does. Now I know why they've waited on that trailer, and I'm more stoked, almost more stoked for Spider-Man 3, because I really want to know how this all comes in. Which, funny enough, I did see an episode. Thank you, Lego. Thank you to Hot Toys, always spoiling new movies, costumes, and designs, because they just saw a Hot Toys version of a Spider-Man suit, this black suit, not like the Venom suit, like with a gold tinge to it, that looked like a Doctor Strange kind of suit. So will Spider-Man be doing like magic? Which I'm all for. I'm all for whether the fuck that Spider-Man 3. Sorry, I'm swearing a lot. I'm just so excited. Like, this is where my passion is, which is main driving force for why I made this podcast. But yeah, so what happens in Spider-Man 3 is going to be really cool. It makes more sense going into it now, and thanks to Loki, as far as I know, Loki isn't going to be here in Spider-Man 3, but who knows what the after credits might be. But in saying that, like, Spider-Man 3 comes out in December, so we have to see that trailer soon now. I'm sure it'll have to be in the next, month. Because we already got the Internals trailer, which could be why, did see a little note, why the Internals did say, they haven't done anything until up to now, because the entire multiverse sacred timeline is currently in shambles. Thank you, Sylvia, for giving us Phase 4 and next steps. So it can make more sense. It can make more sense why they said that in the trailer and why that's coming into it, and which, with this entire multiverse of madness total timeline being screwed up to all hell, this is why Fantastic Four can rock up. This is why the X-Men can rock up. This is everything in between. How they can fill in the gaps now, how they can bring all the characters in, how Deadpool can rock up, which was really cool. I recommend you guys go check it out. Ryan Reynolds did a review as Deadpool in his new movie called Free Guy, which basically looks like a Grand Theft Auto character realizing that he's in Grand Theft Auto. which will be really cool. So I'm going to go check that out. I think you should do as well. But he reviews it as he reviews that after reviewing the Cruella trailer for Disney Plus. For Disney. And who should rock up? Korg, because Taika Waititi's in that movie. I think he plays the bad guy. So Korg and Deadpool are both talking about Free Guy, and it's really cool because it's even Deadpool was like, so have you got any tips how to be in the MCU, Korg? And Korg gives a good Korg answer. But yeah, go check it out. It's a lot of fun, and I saw the internet like blow up because he's like, oh, Deadpool's in the MCU. I'm like, it was only a matter of time, and I really hope they announce Deadpool 3 soon, and how he fits into it, and it's going to make a lot more sense when he rocks up into this whole entire universe, because as Ryan Reynolds has said in the past, that he's been in active talks with Kevin Feige, in active talks with Kevin Feige about Deadpool 3, and I have no doubt they have a plan coming into this. Go check that out. So it's like, I'm really looking forward to the future, and I think Loki did exactly what it was going to set out for to do. It expanded the MCU to an area we haven't seen before. Saw a lot of cool things in that series. A little background. I think Owen Wilson did a good job as Morbius, I think he did a really good job as Morbius, and it'd be really cool to see what if he's going to pop up again, and what will come out in season 2. My current theory is that season 2 of Loki will come out, or aim to come in late next year, or it will come out a little bit later, before Quantumania, and Quantumania, I do believe it will come out before that to bridge the gap, because obviously we're going to see Loki and Doctor Strange 2, and yeah, so I'm all pumped for that. Unfortunately, we will not be seeing a WandaVision season 2. That has been confirmed. Apparently, that is the only series to lead into Doctor Strange 2, and there will be no second season of Captain Falcon and Winter Soldier, because obviously we know that was pretty much just to get Falcon to be Captain America. So out of all those three, I would still I'd be like, yeah, Loki first. Loki first to get the season 2, which can't wait. And yeah, it's just going to be... Moving forward, the MCU is in a really good spot. And there's a part of me... I really wish the DCU was in this kind of spot. Don't get me wrong. I have a tattoo of Batman on me. I love the DC universe, and I grew up watching, as I said, the Batman animated series, Justice League Unlimited, and I love the DC universe. I just wish the fact that they had that same kind of mentality, same kind of push to do the same thing in DCU. If you really want, like what they did with the Joker movie, if you still want to have a movie outside DCU that's not connected to everything, you can do that. Call it something else. You got DCU and there's DC Dark, or DC Unlimited, something like that. I just wish the DC was in that same kind of vein. I wish I could be that excited. But so far, they seem to have their shit together a little bit, but we'll find out. Because next month, we've got the What If series, which Tom Hiddleston has said that the What If series will also impact or give tidbits for Phase 4 moving forward. So you got to check that out. makes more sense why the What If series pops out now, because now, there's multiverse and everything's screwed up, so it makes more sense to have this series of like what if and what can be. But yeah, next month we have Suicide Squad. So Suicide Squad with James Gunn. Apparently early reviews are very positive. I can't wait to check that out, which I will give my nice candid review about it. As well as with the What If series when that comes out. And the annoying thing is it comes out, you're still going to get another 6 or 7 weeks to go through all the episodes. There's still another month, so it won't be until like September that it actually ends. And in September we get Shang-Li and the 10 Rings, which that trailer looks really fucking cool. But yeah, I'm pumped to see Suicide Squad. I think that will be really good. James Gunn is fantastic. Obviously we saw it in Guardians of the Galaxy, so what that's going to bring is going to be really cool. And yeah. Sorry, my dog just came in and he's looking at me with a treat, and he's just going to sit with me or watch me at the same time. But yeah, so Suicide Squad will be really cool. But yeah, go check out Loki. Like, there is so much to take from this. There's so many little tidbits. Tom Hiddleston's performance was fucking-tastic. And he did say in an interview that he would happily play Loki for as long as he can. And I don't mind. I just think if he keeps playing Loki, there's one thing that you have to do, and that he has to meet Thor again. Like, I don't care if it was it's for 5 minutes, but if for him to meet Thor again and be like, Thor's like, this is where I am now, this is where you are, whole brother reunion, that would be fantastic. But then again, does that take away from his death? I think to drive through the driving force for Thor because he's like his death. But screw it. That's what I hope. The fact that does happen if Loki keeps going. As obviously, I hope there would be Loki season 3. But I'm talking about probably 2 to 3 years in the future. So I'll be breaking it all. I'll be breaking it all down. But I'm breaking it all down in the future. But go check my Instagram, because I have put up there some little tidbits about Loki, the latest episode, as well as links to the game review I did last week for Surviving the Aftermath. And I'm always posting new little tidbits that come along. Obviously, really, really funny memes. But yeah, thanks guys for joining me today. Thank you for listening to my rant. And until next time.
Thanks for listening to Lights, Camera, Rant. If you like the show, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. While you're at it, leave us a rating and review, and be sure to tell your friends. Until next time, happy ranting.